Hi there, Leonard Parker here. In this video, I'm going to go over how restoration business owners can use every door direct mail to jumpstart their marketing campaigns. Now, if you watch some of my videos, usually I'm focusing on online marketing strategies. So SEO, per-click advertising, content marketing, and social media marketing. However, when restoration businesses look at their overall marketing strategy, there should be a good mix of online marketing using the tactics I just mentioned and offline strategies. And one of the best strategies that we've seen work not only for our clients, but we have used these for our own marketing efforts is direct mail. And specifically, every door direct mail is a type of direct mail campaign that allows you to target different addresses along a mail carrier route. And so it's a service provided by the USPS, and for costs of 18.7 cents per mailer, you can hit a certain neighborhood, or there's a certain district in your city or town. You can blanket that area with your direct mailers. You do have to mail out to a minimum of 200 addresses. So who should use EDDM? So EDDM is best used for restoration businesses that only target residential. So if you are more focused on commercial projects, then EDDM might not be the best for you. You should actually consider saturated mailing, which I'll actually go over in my next video in this series. But it's best suited towards residential service providers. Demographic targeting is limited. You can do some demographic targeting, but it won't be quite as defined as a saturation mailing campaign. But even if you represent a national franchise, EDDM can be a great tool because it really allows you to focus on your local area. And even going even further than local, if you're in a city like I am, Houston, you can really go hyper local and target a certain suburb or even a neighborhood within that suburb. So, as I'm sure you probably understand, direct mail isn't great if you are focused on more emergency service projects, emergency service jobs. If your restoration business, if you offer any type of non-emergency services like carpet cleaning or anything where it's not a pain in the neck issue, then EDM is a great strategy to use. It's a great way to stay at top of mind, and it's actually the first step of what I call the quadruple marketing threat, where you're hitting your target prospect with different touch points in an effort to get them to call you. If you have a small marketing budget, maybe you're just starting out, or maybe for whatever reason you don't have quite the marketing budget to spend a significant amount on ads or other marketing strategies. Just for a few $100s a month, you can put together a really good campaign and really put together something that can work and get the phone ringing for your business. So, as I mentioned before, EDDM is based on certain mail carrier routes. So you have a few options here with targeting. So you can target prospects that are within a specific transit time from your location. So if you don't like your team members driving more than 30 minutes for a job, whatever that amount of time is, you can target prospects based on that transit time. A second option here, and this is probably more common, is if you're only targeting prospects within a specific distance from your office. So that may be 30 miles, 40 miles, 50 miles, just depends on what your preference is there. And lastly, you can target areas that contain the highest density of ideal prospects. And this is a bit of a proxy because, again, let's say if you have a affluent neighborhood that you really want to target in your area, you can make a reasonable assumption that every household in that area is affluent, but that may not be 100% true. So I just want to make sure that you understand that, but you can kind of do some high level targeting based on household income. So with EDDM, you can only send flat mailers. So you've probably seen these in the mail. It's usually a postcard, but you can send a postcard, a brochure, a flyer. There are minimum sizes and maximum size requirements, but some of the popular sizes are 9 inches by 12 inches, 8 inches by 10 inches, 6.5 by 9 inches, and 8.5 by 11 inches. So you do have some options there. And best practice is to opt for one of these larger sizes so that you have more room to put really good images and put really good copy on your mailer. Another requirement with using EDDM is that you do have to use the postal indicia. And this is a official label from the post office, and it basically replaces the stamp. And you also have to include the phrase local postal customer in order to meet the USPS requirements for a every door direct mail campaign. So the first thing you should do, you should go to the USPS mapping tool, and I will provide a link here in the video description where you can go to that directly. Basically, you need to map out the carrier route that you want to target. Second, you want to design your mail piece. And the big thing here is that you want to make sure it's compliant with the size requirements listed by the USPS. And later on in this video, I'm going to go over some design considerations for your mail piece. But the starting point is that you want to make sure that it fits the minimum and maximum size specifications. Step 3, once you have your design together, you printed them out, you want to bundle the pieces together and drop them off at your local post office. And this is where you're going to pay for the postage. So why use an EDDM campaign? Well, it allows you to market at a local level. So, and this is something I'm going to be going back to over the next several videos here, is that for your business, you really want to build your brand locally. And a great way to start that is with a postcard in the mailbox. As more and more businesses in the restoration industry go online, some of the old school marketing tactics like direct mail and newspaper ads, they're kind of not as common as they were before. So this is a great opportunity now for you to set your business apart. Second benefit of using a EDDM campaign is that there's no need for a mailing list or mailing permit. So you simply pick your carrier route and you're good to go. You can really get creative and set a great first impression locally. So there are some things to consider with your design, which I'll get to here in a minute. But it's a great way to showcase your team's personality and really knock the ball out the park with your company's branding. And like I mentioned before, direct mail is a great starting point for a hybrid online-offline strategy. So some best practices for your EDM campaign, and I'll start with the design because this is really what's going to appeal to that prospect and will be the first step in them contacting you. So you want to use simple color schemes. I recommend always trying to stay within your company's branding. So, and some companies might even have a style guide where the specific hues of the colors that you should be using for all of your marketing materials. If you don't have something like that, I highly recommend it because it can be very beneficial for both offline and online marketing campaigns. And there's no guessing needed. Even if you're not the one who's doing the designs and putting these different things together, these different marketing assets together, whoever you delegate this to, they'll have the instruction they need to move forward, and it will eliminate the need for rework. You might want to incorporate, appealing tones like chrome or metallic colors as well. Just like with business cards, you want to do something that stands out. So some common ways you can stand out, you can opt for some extra features with your mailers. So you can do raised cardstock or opt for glossy finishes. I always go with the glossy finish. It definitely gives it a professional look. So just depending on your budget, but if there is budget for these extra features, definitely opt in for them. You want to use a clean font. Needs to be clean, needs to be professional, and easily readable. You want to use high-res images. So in many of my videos, I've talked about the importance of images online, but they're also important offline. So include images of your team, include images of your team members actually providing the service for happy customers. Include images of your trucks or vans. Include images, of your office. And this isn't necessarily an image, but you also want to include some type of review. And it'd be great if it's someone that's local to the area. That can be a great way to build that trust with these prospects that you're touching. Number 4, you want to focus on your message. So this is very important. So you want to make sure you're clear and you get straight to the point. So use action words, power words, and you want to drive the recipient of that mailer to make a decision. And really, that's going to be either go to your website or give you a call. And to incentivize them taking action, I recommend that you incorporate some type of coupon code or promotional discount, and just make sure that's a limited time so that you do create some urgency when that recipient of that mailer is contacting you. If you do have a website, have them go to the site in order to obtain a promotional code. Now, this might seem a little bit roundabout, but the reason why you want to do this, you want to, again, look at your overall marketing strategy. And a big piece, if you're doing paid ads or if you're considering doing paid ads in the future, is to do remarketing. And really, the way you build out your remarketing list is to get people to your website and get their pixel tracked. That way, you can remarket to them on Google, on Facebook, on YouTube in the future. So that's one benefit of getting them to go to your website. Some more best practices for your every door direct mail campaign. You want to use a call tracking number. So this call tracking number, it's a specific number that you would use only for your direct mail campaigns. And from using this number, you'll know how many calls are coming from that campaign, how many of those calls are leading to jobs, and it'll let you know the quality of the leads that you're getting from that mail campaign. That can really help inform future iterations of the campaign. That way you can improve your response rate and improve your conversion rate on the campaign. You want to add a short link to track visitors from the mail campaign. So a popular website where you can go and create a short link is called Bitly. And again, I will provide a link in the video description. But this will just help track the specific visitors that are coming from that direct mail campaign. And as you watch more of our videos, you'll understand that I really like tracking data. So any way we can get more data on a campaign, I recommend that you use that strategy. You can also use a QR code, and this is probably more of a recent inclusion, but most people know they have smartphones, so they can easily scan a QR code and they'll be taken to your website or to a special page on your website with the promotional information. And try some outside the box ideas. So, one cool idea is that you can do a calendar with your branding. And so that's pretty much branding for the full year. That even though they don't need may not need your services in March of 2020, maybe they will in November. And the calendar, as long as it folds and it's able to meet the size requirements, you can still send a calendar. You can also incorporate some interaction. So you can include a scratch off where they have to scratch off and they get a certain promotional code similar to a lottery ticket. And then you want to know the difference between EDDM retail and EDDM BMEU. So EDDM retail is best if you're using or if you're planning on sending between 200, remember 200 recipients is the minimum, 200 and 5,000 mailers. That your best bet would be the retail option. If you're sending anything over that 5,000 limit, then you should go with the BMEU option. And just know the difference there, but that's really the key difference to know. And then lastly, know your metrics. So incorporate call tracking, incorporate QR codes or short links. Make sure that Google Analytics is set up on your website so that you know the response rate from your campaign. And this will help inform you on how you can continue to improve the campaign to improve that response rate. And that brings me to the end of the video. As I said before, EDDM, that's something that we have employed for our restoration clients and also for our own internal marketing campaigns. So if you do, or if you are looking for some help with this type of campaign, feel free to give us a call here on the slide or either here that's in the video description. I hope this video has been helpful. Make sure to subscribe. We publish videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with helpful marketing information geared towards restoration business owners. And thanks for watching. So until next time, take care and have a great rest of your day.